Thank you, Chris, for that. I think it's a wonder that we Canadians stay here all winter long. A lot of us don't, right, to try to fly somewhere warm. Temperatures have rebounded, though, at least for a day or two across southern Ontario, which is nice. But we've got this low pressure system that is making its way north. So that's going to move right into southern Ontario for the evening hours. Mild enough that the kids aren't going to want to come in right away, right? It's nice when you can get out there for a little while longer and enjoy, as long as you're dressed for it. So temperatures close to the freezing mark. Part of that has to do with the southwesterly winds, the warmer temperatures coming in, but with that warmer air, the low. So we're going to see some of that snow, 5 to 8 centimeters for southwestern Ontario. The GTA doesn't look too bad, less than 5 centimeters. It looks like it's going to be light snow for you, but if you're commuting, say, from Niagara, a little more snow expected there, 5 to 8 centimeters. The thing is, we don't need a lot of snow on the ground to slow down a morning commute on a Monday, right? So you may want to get up maybe a little bit early. Okay, so Monday morning temperatures not too bad, -3 in Hamilton, feeling like -8. Yeah, even Barrie only feels like -8, but this warm-up is temporary, sadly. The purple indicates the real cold and the darker blue, too. This is going to start to sink down on Tuesday. So right when you thought you might be back into some milder air, it's over. So temperatures are cooling down again. Not forever, but for the short term. So this is what it looks like in Toronto. And temperatures drop to -9 on Tuesday, so not so bad there. A new year with new videos, but the story remains the same. It's January, it's winter, and it's cold. Yes, there are reasons to be miserable in this weather, whether you're walking or driving or even cycling. But don't let the cold and snow get you down. There are always things to love in every season, even this one, like gliding down an ice slide in China, cooling off in Lake Ontario on New Year's Day, or practicing in your backyard for the Winter Olympics. Dogs never seem to mind as much as we do. There are the ones who tear around like it's their job, the ones who take in the scenery one flake at a time, and the ones who prefer to enjoy the weather with a group of friends. We Canadians may be good with all of the ice and snow, but I'm not sure about our neighbors stateside. These kids in California need to stay away from the highway, and I don't even want to know how the driver of this truck in Oklahoma City ended up like this. We Canadians, we're used to the snow, and we are sometimes even okay with the cold. But when one of our beloved national symbols wipes out on the ice, it may be time to head south. As the snow piles up, we have been seeing significant lake effect snow coming off of Lake Huron and Georgian Bay in particular, although Superior has had their fair share, and we've even had some pretty decent snow in Fort Erie off of Lake Erie. We've got another system coming. This is system snow rather than lake effect snow, so it means that everybody has a chance of seeing some, although we're not expecting heavy amounts around the Golden Horseshoe or the GTA. It's not going to be too bad, but down around the southwest, if you're headed towards Windsor, 5 to 8 there, 5 to 8 in Fort Erie, and 5 to 8 around the Kingston area, so the eastern shores of Lake Ontario, and up around Georgian Bay again. Okay, so these numbers are getting a little bit higher now. Huron is 20.3% frozen over as compared to the 43% from last year. Lake Erie's taken its time, though. 88.5% last year. So once they freeze over, you're thinking, okay, well, what's the big deal? Once the lakes freeze over, or at least are mostly frozen over, you get that lake effect machine to stop, or at least slow down, so we don't see as much in the way of squalls. But as long as there are open waters, there are squalls. Temperatures for this evening, fairly mild. It was a mild day. Really nice. Get outside. I'm in here, but you don't have to be. Temperatures for Monday morning, still on the mild side, but this is not going to last. This low pressure system, as it moves out, drawing in colder air. Tuesday, you're looking at highs 10 degrees below seasonal. What's frostbite? What's hypothermia? We'll tell you the difference, what it means, coming up with Chris St. Clair after your locals. The most complete weather coverage in Canada. That's what you get from the Weather Network.
We have over 30 meteorologists working around the clock to meet your forecast needs.
For the big picture and your local details, tune in to the Weather Network. Thank you, Mike, for that. Wow, why would anybody go to Antarctica, right? It's for scientists only, I think, and penguins. Okay, so we do have high pressure in place. Temperatures have warmed up a little bit, which is nice, but we've got low pressure moving in. So this one is taking the track right into southern Ontario. We've got a little bit of snow coming our way. Average normal daytime highs in Toronto, for example, around -2. We're looking at around the freezing mark. So that's nice after the cold that we've had, but it's not warm and dry forever, right? Never seems to last. Once the temperatures warm up, you know something's coming. So here it comes. So we've got the snow all along the shores of Lake Erie, around the Golden Horseshoe. Not that much, less than 5 centimeters for Toronto. So it's not a big deal, really. But anytime you get some snow, well, it can be problematic on the roads. 5 to 8 centimeters down around Fort Erie, Port Colborne. Temperature-wise for Monday morning, not bad. A little colder to the north, but southern Ontario, that's all right. -3s, feeling like -7 or -8. We're used to this now. This is actually warm in comparison to the weather we're going to see. The temperatures are about to drop. And late day Monday, we see that purple starting to sink south. Never a good thing. I mean, it's a great color and all, but not when it comes to temperatures. So how cold does it get? Well, we're looking at highs around -12. So that is 10 degrees below seasonal in St. Catharines. Okay, do you know how to build a backyard rink? We'll show you how coming up. Hey, good advice. Lots of fun to have a backyard rink. Gets you outside for much of the winter. A little bit of work, yes, but I think it's worth it. Temperatures were comfortable enough to be skating outside today, but that's not going to last, unfortunately. We do have snow moving in. Here's the area of low pressure. We can tell by the cloud tops. So when we get into those darker colors, the oranges, that's an indication that the clouds are a little bit higher and that we have some precipitation coming. In this case, it's snow. Yeah, cold enough for snow, certainly, even as temperatures rose to around that freezing mark. Down towards the southwest and eastern shores of Lake Ontario, as well as eastern shores of Georgian Bay, 5 to 8 centimeters. Everywhere else, less than 5. We've had those squalls continue. Places like Parry Sound up towards Batchewana Bay and Wawa. That's up along the eastern shores of Superior. That continues because the lakes aren't frozen yet. This is this year versus last year. Look at Lake Erie, for example. Because if you live in the Niagara region, you're paying attention to that, aren't you? 15.5%, that's it. Last year, it was already at 88.5%. The most shallow of the Great Lakes tends to freeze over, as we would imagine, the quickest, but it's taken its time this year. For the evening hours, temperatures still remain on the mild side across much of Ontario. This is nice for January. Certainly not a January thaw, but better than what we've seen over the last several days. So that low moves through. This is Monday. It's on its way now to Atlantic Canada. Behind it, some colder air. So by Tuesday, temperatures are anticipated to be about 12 degrees below seasonal. And in the long-range forecast, once we get towards Thursday, Friday, there's potential for a storm in Ontario. Only one of the models is suggesting that at this point, so may not happen, but there's some suggestion that it could. In the meantime, temperature will be our bigger story, I think. So once that snow moves out, long rangers coming up. Don't go away.